Well, let's face it, I have completely fallen out of my usual routines with the past holiday season. I mean, that's a real shame though, because I love my routines. They help me accomplish what I need to, they help me stay on track with cleaning, taking care of myself and my family. The thing is, I just had so much fun during the holidays, I completely let things slide. But I want to tell you about my routines today. Okay, I want to remind myself about my own routines. And if you don't have one, then hopefully you can find a routine that works for you, because this month's Mega Motivation Challenge should be perfect for you to either create or modify a challenge so it works really well for you. And this month was brought to you by Denise Jordan, so check out her channel as well. And I will link the video for the playlist at the end of this and down below. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Robyn. I help overwhelmed people simplify their lives through organization, productivity, and creating an environment where they can thrive. All right, grab your tea and let's go. Now, routines can be so comforting. Once they become a habit, they can be almost mindlessly followed. Now, my day starts with getting up, I make my bed, and then I wash my face. Now, I make my bed in the morning because it is the perfect way to start the day. It is a fresh slate. Even if I get nothing else done, if I walk by the bed and it is done, then I know I have at least done that and it feels good. If I go to bed at the end of the day and the bed isn't made, it bothers me. So that is definitely one thing I managed to keep up during the holiday season. The next thing I do is I make tea. We actually just got the super new hot water thing. It's like a kettle, but it keeps like 3 liters of water hot all the time. So if I want to go and make a tea on the drop of a dime, which you know I always do, it's there. So I'll link that below if you're curious what it is. It just helped actually replace like 2 other appliances, so I'm super happy about that. Anyway, then I take my tea into my office and I sit and I write. Now, this is a great quiet time for me when I have to write on my YouTube. I spend time writing emails. If you don't do those things, that's totally fine, but it's great to have some quiet time in the day to read, maybe reflect, look at your Bible, anything like that, just to start your day out right. Once the kids get up, I get them breakfast, and I really try to cook them something about half of the days, but sometimes it's just toast and that's okay. But I want them to have a good start to the day. And then I drive them to school. I don't always take the tractor. Okay, that's not true. I sometimes take them in a toboggan. All right, I take them in a car. I then come home and then I start cleaning. Now, the first thing I always do is I walk around and I pick up the things that the kids say they have picked up, and I put them in the basket for the kids to put away when they get home from school. That way, when I am walking around and just trying to enjoy some quiet time and some peace in my tidy home, I am not looking at all of the things the kids have left around, and I'm not being annoyed and bothered because I know they're in a basket, and if the kids want to keep those items, they will be putting them away. Once I have that done, a quick tidy of the kitchen helps me feel like all is right in the world, because if your kitchen is clean, then your life is clean, because so many of us know that we spend a huge amount of our lives cleaning our kitchen. And if we are home and no one else is there, and I mean, I guess this is ideally, I'm talking about a day when I'm home by myself, which is kind of rare, but if we are home and no one else is home and the kitchen is clean, how amazing is that? Oh, just absolute peace. Now, my preference is that the dishwasher is run in the morning. That way I can put the dishes from the morning in the dishwasher. The kids can put their own breakfast dishes in. But it often just sort of lands randomly. So if it was done the night before, then I get my kids to empty it. But this is a huge begrudging thing from them, but I make them do it anyway. It is part of their chores. It is a bone of contention. They also have to do the litter box, and somebody has to like vacuum down near the litter box. So then the dishwasher is done, which is so awesome. I love when it is empty throughout the day so I can add things in, or at least in the morning, because I don't really use a lot of dishes if I'm home by myself. I then do my daily chore, which is something I choose from the Clean Mama routine. Now, she recommends doing the washrooms on Monday, dusting on Tuesday, on Wednesday vacuuming, and then Thursday mopping, And Friday is kind of a catch-all day. So the thing is, as a shift worker, I tend to be flexible with my schedule. Now, I will sometimes do things on the weekends, and I've actually had this question before from people. So if I was a Monday to Friday worker, or if I was always home, then I would probably stick pretty closely to that routine of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But if, for example, I was working all of those days, I would just shift them. If you have a routine 4 on, 4 off schedule, you can just decide when you are going to do those things based on that schedule. So for me, I would probably just be doing most of those things on my day off, but I probably wouldn't mop the floor until my first day off because I want to enjoy the clean floors when I'm home. I think my very favorite cleaning is the bathroom, and I absolutely love how clean and how fresh it is, how nice it smells. If you have boys, I think you completely will understand this. So the next thing, I have my Clean Mama book here, Simply Clean, and I will link that in my store as well. But the next thing that I do is I will look at the rotating tasks checklist. So I will look at this, and I will actually, usually at the beginning of the week, I will kind of decide what I want to accomplish for the week. For example, if I'm looking at this and it suggests January, and it says like vacuum baseboards, vacuum and spot clean furniture. Like some of these things are repeated in other months. So I would say put vacuum furniture, and I would put spot clean furniture and vacuum furniture in my weeks to do. And I will just decide what I want to do each day. And say it's a really busy morning or I'm working out of the house, I might not do that particular thing. And if I'm working like a long shift out of the house, I probably won't do a lot of this stuff. So this is just a routine of when I'm working a short shift or if I'm home for the day. I like to do the main chore and then a sort of like rotating task, as Clean Mama calls it. So the thing is, flexibility is my absolute middle name, despite never being able to do the splits. If I don't get certain chores done, no problemo. I just do them the next week or month. Shh, don't tell anybody. So today I'm just going to dust around the stairs and the entranceway because I love using this modified little duster that I have, and it just feels nice to have the stairs nice and clean. Another example though is to wipe off the appliances. Some days you're going to focus more on one area than the other. It's sort of like the Fly Lady thing. She has a room of the week that she works on. Same with the Clean Mama. Sometimes there are times where you spend more time cleaning the kitchen. I then will throw in a load of laundry, and then I just fold the one that dried the day before. I don't usually fold them the same day that I wash them unless it is things that wrinkle really easily, because I find usually the wrinkles fall out and it's really not a problem. After that, I do a quick workout, just some strength training or cardio before I then get to working on my business, checking in with my Facebook group, and answering some YouTube comments. In the afternoon, I pick up my kids, take a break with some tea, and I read either in my bed or sitting by the fire. After my break, I then make dinner. And I usually just make something easy, and sometimes the kids even do it. Now, I have my kids trained to clean up after dinner. Now, they are 12, 14, and 16, but I now have it so that they automatically know that they are cleaning. And there are 3 of them. So we have it divided into putting things away, which means they deal with putting away any leftovers, any scraps that were left out after making dinner, any food waste they deal with, any garbage, any condiments that need to go back in the fridge or the pantry. One kid loads the dishwasher and one kid does hand washing, like pots and pans, and wiping the counter. After that, we usually relax for a bit, and then in the evening, we do a cleanup around 7, so everyone has picked up their stuff and put it away. Ideally, that has happened. It doesn't always work, but I absolutely love my routine. If you are curious more about Clean Mama and Fly Lady, click this video here, and make sure that you check out the other ladies in this playlist, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!